Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I'm your host, Patsun, and today we're gonna be taking a look at r/slash relationship advice, where OP's cheating wife is now losing her mind because her affair got exposed. Let's begin. Our first story was posted by a throwaway Reddit account.
My wife, 38, and I, 37, met back in college. We dated for 5 years before getting married. Our marriage has been good with some ups and downs. We have 2 girls, 13 and 15. In January last year, I noticed my wife spending more time on her phone than usual. She basically did what every typical cheater does: lied, blame shifted, and gaslighted me when I tried to express my concerns. I know I was not perfect and did some things I regret very much, but she treated me like a piece of shit the entire time during her affair. I tried to improve all the aspects of our relationship that she felt were not good.
By the end of this, you are going to be crying like a little bitch.
When D-Day came in early June, she confessed to having an emotional affair and sleeping with him only twice. Then she blamed me for her affair. She said she wanted to reconcile, and we tried, but she was just not into it. She still contacted him, and they were still talking. When I told her how uncomfortable it made me, she said they were just friends and kept deleting texts even after I told her not to. When I threatened divorce, she would cry, apologize, and beg me not to. When I tried to bring up the affair, she would get mad, and somehow I was the one who ended up apologizing.
Wow, like a bitch.
And that's what Frieza said.
Then after 2 or 3 months, she started disappearing again, saying she was visiting family because they needed her at the time. I knew she was going to see the AP, and when I brought it up, she was very convincing. One weekend, she disappeared and didn't pick up my calls or answer my texts. When she came back, she told me her cousin had gotten sick and they had to rush her to the hospital, but she forgot her phone at her sister's place. And all this time, I was trying to make it work for us. She saw all the effort I made, but just didn't give a fuck. By mid-December, she told me she was moving out. She said she had been unhappy in our relationship, and while she still cared for me, she was in love with the AP, that she had finally found her soulmate. I remember crying for hours and begging her.
And now he's crying? Are you serious?
But her mind was made up. We had to tell the kids. She said I could have the kids on weekdays, and she could visit them on weekends since her AP's apartment was small. She filed for divorce a week later. This was the worst moment of my life. I grieved for weeks. When I tried to talk to her to see if there was any chance, all she said was that she was sorry for everything she had put me through, but her mind was made up. No one but us knew. Both her and my parents thought we were only separated, but didn't know the reason. By the end of January, when her mom called me and insisted I tell the truth, I invited her over along with her dad. I told them everything and literally broke down, crying on my mother-in-law's shoulder. They comforted me and apologized for their daughter's behavior. I later told my parents and a few close friends. Soon, everyone knew about us, and I started receiving comforting messages. Others spoke ill of my ex. Soon afterward, my wife called me, crying, saying I had turned everyone against her and that she hates me. She said people were threatening her and the AP. Her dad hates her. They had a close relationship. Her sisters didn't want to speak to her, and no one would talk to her without insulting her. This was mid-April. By early June, her relationship with the AP had fizzled out due to stress. I remember she came to see the kids and told me her AP had kicked her out because he couldn't handle the stress of their relationship. She was living in a hotel room. She didn't look good at all, like someone who was depressed. She asked if she could move back in, and I said no. She said she understood, but asked to spend more time with the kids. She said she wanted to make up for lost time with them, and asked if she could come in the afternoons to cook for them and spend time with them. I agreed. At this point, she would come to cook my favorite meals, clean the house, and leave small notes saying, "I love you," along with flowers. When I came home from work, she would always try to spend more time with me. I have to admit, I did enjoy spending time with her. Then she started talking about how much she missed me and asked if divorce was what I really wanted. I always avoided those conversations. Last week, she told me she had been going to individual counseling, IC, and wondered if we should try marriage counseling, MC. She has started dressing in ways I like, wearing makeup, and has tried to initiate sex, but I've turned her down. She has bought me gifts and countless times brought up MC. Over the weekend, she cried, begging me not to go through with the divorce. She said she has already been through a lot and just wants her family back. She promised to do whatever I wanted. I know it's like the roles are reversed now. All this time, I've been numb, although a part of me feels happy that she has gotten a taste of her own medicine. I still love her, but I don't really know if I should give our relationship another chance. TLDR, my wife had an affair with a mutual friend, moved in with him, and was disowned by family and friends. Their relationship didn't last long due to stress, and now she wants me to take her back.
Damn, OP. It was very difficult to listen to your story. Not because I feel sad for you or anything, it's because of how pathetic you are. Don't get me wrong, I actually did try to sympathize with you.
Unfortunately, it's overshadowed by all this unyielding rage!
You did the one thing a victim of infidelity should never do. You did the pick-me dance. You pathetically begged a cheater to stay with you. What a great example you have set for your children. Even now, you're still entertaining the idea of reconciliation. OP, when will you realize that the only reason she's back is because you're her only hope now? How much disrespect is too much? She had an ongoing affair, immediately moved in with him, and only after the relationship failed did she realize she has no one else, so she came crawling back to you, the loser who she knows will take her back with open arms. Do yourself and your children a favor. Grow a damn spine. Today's second story was posted by another throwaway Reddit account.
My apologies if this isn't very coherent. I'm still very much in shock. Throwaway, as my friends know my Reddit account. I found out 3 days ago that my wife of 3 years has been cheating on me for over 6 months with a coworker, 46. I don't know what to do anymore. The life I started to build with her has come crumbling down, and I am not doing okay. I told my parents yesterday, and they told me I should stay with her and work on getting through this.
That's stupid! You're stupid! Stop being stupid!
I'm shocked. I am still shocked. I hung up on them instantly and haven't talked to them since. I told my wife to leave the house and go to her mother's. Her dad texted me in full support of me and told me he didn't raise his daughter this way. I'm very thankful he is supportive because I have gotten texts from family on both sides telling me to take her back. I got a call today from her father telling me that she tried to send herself to the shadow realm. I'm still in complete shock. I don't know how to respond. I told him I would see what I could do, and he said I have no responsibility to be there, but that he would, as she is his daughter. He hung up after saying he would keep me updated. I am at a complete loss for what to do. I'm currently at home and completely miserable. The person I loved most in life has broken me and now tried to return to the shadows. I have no idea how to proceed. I haven't contacted or initiated anything related to a divorce yet and would have to look into that. I have no idea if I should even divorce her after she's done this. I'm, in all honesty, scared and absolutely destroyed. I feel like my family has betrayed me, that they love my wife more than me, and that I really have no one to turn to during all this. Now, with her having attempted this, I am at an even greater loss. I need some advice here as I cannot think straight. What can I do about all this? Short update. I didn't expect my post to reach that many people, but I'm very glad it did. I got a lot of advice from a lot of different viewpoints. Common question, could this have been manipulation on AP's part? I highly doubt that. He wasn't a supervisor of hers. He just worked with her on occasion. I went on her laptop today since she isn't here and got into her Instagram. I found the whole chat history between them and am currently going to print it all out into a few binders. I am going to find the AP's wife and send one to her. I'm also going to send one to my parents and keep one for the lawyer I hire. I live in an at-fault state, so hopefully it goes well for me. I own the house as I do very well financially, and I hope I will get to keep it. Wife has texted me, threatening to end me. I don't know who I loved before, but this is not her. I don't know this woman. She's gone totally insane. I'll update if anything happens. Thank you all so much. Now for OP's full update. I didn't expect my post to reach that many people, but I'm very glad it did. I got a lot of advice from a lot of different people. I went on her laptop a while ago and found all the chat logs on her Instagram with her AP, 46. I have printed them all out, pages upon pages, and made binders to be sent to certain people. I have also kept one for my lawyer. Wife has texted me, threatening to end me. I don't know who I loved before, but this is not her. I don't know this woman. She's gone totally insane. She has shown up at my door at random times during the day, banging and banging for minutes on end. I was scared at first, but I had the locks changed. I also own a few firearms, though I don't plan on using any. I got a video today from her cutting what I think was my name into herself. It was extremely hard for me to watch, so I just forwarded it to her father. He lost his mind, calling me and asking what I had done. When I explained, he calmed down and just told me to block her, which I have done. Yesterday, I was able to find the address of her AP. I went in the middle of the day when he would be at work. His wife answered, and I handed her a binder of all the printouts. I couldn't hold back my tears and told her what was going on. She started crying as she saw the pages. I told her I was so sorry she had to go through this and that I hoped she would leave this horrible man. Well, he came banging on my door today, screaming bloody murder. I answered wearing a holster with my CCW in it, and that seemed to make him take a step back. He berated me, telling me what a horrible person I was for blowing up his marriage, that he wouldn't have a home to sleep in tonight, and how it is all my fault. I just laughed in his face and said that if he ever came on my property again, especially to do what I think he was going to do before I showed that I was armed, he would need a wheelchair to leave in. I just slammed the door in his face after that. As for my family who completely took my wife's side, they have gone radio silent after getting a binder of their own to read. At this point, though, I could care less about them. It is evident who they cared about more. I have no more information on my wife. I hope she gets help, but at this point, I don't care anymore. I'm completely physically and emotionally drained. I have taken 2 weeks off from work after notifying the owner and plan to sort out everything. I plan on filing for the divorce. Thank you to everyone who messaged me and gave me advice last time. I really appreciate it. Edit. I have consulted my lawyer. There were no images or anything contained in the binders, as that would be highly illegal, but I haven't told him about the incident with the AAP yet. I will notify him soon. Is there anything I can do next?
OP, you should get a restraining order on both your wife and her affair partner, because obviously they're very unstable people. Look man, look out for any suspicious money transfers and credit card applications. When you speak to your lawyer, ask about getting a forensic check on your financials and get a credit check as well. Move your money into new accounts in your name only. Set up cameras around your house just in case those two nut jobs decides to come back. And for the love of God, man, report this guy to the police so there's a paper trail just in case you needed to protect yourself in court. Lastly, and this is very important, so listen, find someone you can talk to, an old friend, a close coworker, or even a therapist. Anyone, my dude. Don't go through this alone. Viewer support is the best way for me to remain independent and continue bringing you these daily videos, which will always be here on my channels for you to watch absolutely free. So please consider subscribing to me on Rumble and on YouTube. Both will be linked in the description box down below. Thanks for listening everyone. If you even somewhat enjoyed today's story, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you really like it, consider subscribing to PattSun to never miss a future upload. Stay strong.